Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be making a simple layout to document your creative goals for the year. So I'm starting out in my Dina Wakley art journal and I'm just scraping on some paint in the background. I'm just using an old gift card to scrape some paint down. I'm not using very much paint. It doesn't take very long for this to dry, but the best way to get this to get the layers happening is to actually dry in between. You're going to get the clearest colours. If I sort of mixed over some different colours over this now while it was still wet, you'd start to get some of those muddy colours. So because acrylic paint dries permanent, it's good to dry off your layers before you add a new one. So I'm just going in really kind of haphazardly and adding some things down. Now, to be perfectly honest, when I started this page, I didn't really have an idea of what I was doing. I was just having fun making the background. I knew I wanted to scrape paint on the page. I didn't really know how I was going to finish it off. So this is a technique I've been doing a lot in my journals because it's really, really quick and easy. It's a great way to add down colour and make something look like you spent a lot more time in it than you actually have. This art journal page took me, I think, about 35 minutes to complete from start to finish. So it was really, really quick to do. So particularly if you're adding a new colour, so I start off with cool colours and I'm adding colours from the warms. Really, really important that you dry off your layers in between. I decided I wanted to add some extra texture onto the page and I want to add in some more white. Now, for those people who follow my channel for a little while, you do know that I struggle with white space on my journal pages. And one trick that I have learnt over the months is if I've sort of covered up a lot of the white space, I can always stencil some more white in just to add a little bit more balance onto the page again. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going in with the white paint and just sort of adding somewhere restful for my eye to sit. I'm also putting this band across the middle, and again at this stage I really didn't have an idea of what I was doing, but I thought that would be a good way to focus the eye and give it somewhere to land on the page, sort of that strong horizontal line across the middle. I'm also using this little chevron-y shape just to sort of again give a little bit of direction to the page. So I've got the chevrons facing up towards the line and pointing down. And our eyes in artwork like to have instructions to follow. So, when you're looking at the top, your eyes automatically go down to that middle line. When you're looking at the bottom, it goes up to that middle line. So our eyes can be very, very easily manipulated, I suppose. So here you can see me playing around with some things. I still really wasn't sure what I was doing. I had these lovely leftover scraps sitting around and I thought, I could use those. But then I came across this girl that I've cut out of my Dina Wakley art journal for a while now. And she's too big to sort of have on the one page because I really like the background. So I thought I'd cut her in half. And once I did that, I thought, I could make her into some flaps. So once I had the idea for these flaps, then this page came together because as soon as I had the flaps on here, I knew what I wanted to do, which was to create a space to document what my creative goals are for this year. And I'm not particularly a goal setter. I'm certainly not someone who sets New Year's resolutions or anything like that. But I have found that just writing down my goals clarifies them for me of what I really want, even if they're not things that I'm really sure about. It just helps me know what I'm thinking about or what I think is going to be important. To make these more of a pigeon pair, I decided to add some yellow to the figure on the right hand side, to match the one on the left hand side. So I just used some straight paint and just spread it out with my fingers. And then I thought, as I'm doing a bit of goal setting, that this quote from the Collage Collective was perfect. Not Collage Collective, Collage Tissue, sorry, was perfect. Dreams don't work unless you do, because that's one thing I've found. It's all well and good to have all these good intentions, but unless you're actually willing to work at it, they're not going to change. Nothing's going to change unless you do and you put in the hard work for it. So I've just used some washi to make my little flaps. Usually when I do flaps, I'll actually put some washi on the outside as well, just to strengthen it a little bit. It wasn't really possible, particularly on the left hand side where that burlap was, because nothing would have really stuck to it. And if I did it on the right hand side, it would have gone over a lot of the face anyway, because there's points of that was quite narrow. So I decided just to go with the flow and just put it on the inside. Here you can see me doing my journaling, and this was me sort of just brain dumping what I wanted to do this year, what sort of came into my, as soon as I sort of thought creative goals, I just wrote down what I was sort of aiming for, what I thought would be a good thing to write down about. Now, I know that your goals are supposed to be more specific rather than vague, and that's again one of the reasons I was really happy to do these flaps, because while I'm happy to have sort of scribbly writing in the background and share that with you guys, for me, I need to probably have more measurable goals written down, and because I have got things coming up that I can't really share, they're things I need to sort of keep to myself. So maybe in a future flip I'll be able to share those goals with you, but just not quite at the moment, so I apologise for that. But that's the whole thing about art journaling. And you know, if there's some stuff that you don't want to share, you don't have to share it with everyone. You choose who sees what in your journals, and that's where flaps like this come in really, really handy, because you can put them in, and if you're taking a photo of it, for example, no one knows there's anything behind it until you actually flip through. Someone actually realises there's something there. So I decided I need to have a title on this page, and I just went in with my Tim Holtz foam stamps to write my 2020 goals, and just did a little bit of shadowing with, or highlighting I suppose, with my white paint pen. So here is a close-up of the pages. So this is the open page inside that background that I did, with my title and my journaling in the background. Here's with one of the flaps closed. You will notice that the second zero went over the girl's hair, so I had to actually move the flap out of the way and re-stamp it so it was on both pieces. If something like that happens, it's really easy to fix. And here's a close-up. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have a go at putting some flaps into your journal as well, particularly if you like doing some more personal journaling. And the Collage Collective, again by Dina Wakley, is a great resource for finding some cool pages that you can make some excellent flaps with. Until next time, bye for now.